We got Luigi Vendramini versus
Vendramini.
There you go. Versus Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. So, I mean, these guys, Paddy especially has a lot of hype behind him coming in almost Conor McGregor-esque in my opinion. Yeah. Not to that level yet, but he has a lot of hype behind him. He's coming at 16-3, been fighting out of Cage Warriors in the UK. We got Vendramini, who is coming off a loss in the UFC off the Sean O'Malley card, if I'm not mistaken. But that was close. He came back, fought hard in the final round, try to, even it up. But nonetheless, crazy fight going on here in the 155 division. We got Paddy coming in at 155 and Luigi coming in at 155. Obviously, Paddy has the 2-inch height advantage at 5'10". And yeah, Zach, that's our first matchup. This is a good one. We got some hype rolling behind Paddy. What do you say?
I was about to say, just another direct breaking of the fourth wall to talk directly to the fans. I don't really give a shit if y'all stick around and watch what I have to say, but the way that this dude up here introduces this dude over here, I don't know how it displays, but the way that this dude introduces the fighters, like, if you don't know who the motherfuckers are, you need to listen to Gage Hamby tell you who the motherfuckers are. You know what I'm saying? But I absolutely agree. I think there's big hype coming in behind Paddy Pimblett. I think a lot of people have been anticipating this arrival because I think the majority opinion is he's Irish. He's a Cage Warriors champion. He automatically equates to Conor McGregor. I think they most certainly have. I don't even know if he's Irish. Is he? What's his nationality? He might be from Liverpool. I think he's British.
I think I think he's from the UK, United Kingdom, but I can't say if I'm pretty sure he's English.
I think he's English too. I think he equates more to the main event, Darren Till.
Yeah.
Not to look too far into equations, because my whole point at the end of the day is Paddy the Baddy is going to be Paddy the fucking Baddy. He's not going to be Conor or Darren Till or, please God, I hope he's not Michael Bisping. But the way he works on the ground is incredible. The striking is slowly improving. Not slowly, it's pretty quickly improving behind it. He's good on the feet. The defense is there. I don't know if I'm with him coming out. If he does it, huge news that he called an early first round finish. I think he's going to come out and I think he's going to be wild. I think he's going to go in there with all the energy in the world in terms of he's going to come flying at Vendramini off the bat. And if Vendramini's fighting off of his back foot the whole time, Pimblett's changing levels, using the wrestling, using the ground game, and switching it up with the striking, I don't know how you're going to beat him. And I don't know how I just think the UFC gave him a fight he could win. I think they're trying to market this guy.
Yeah. I think your analysis is pretty spot on. Paddy Pimblett, the baddie, he's more than adept on the ground. He is a ground specialist, arm bars, like almost Ronda Rousey-esque in how much he gets it done on the ground with submissions. I mean, I've seen a flying triangle from him. Like, his arm bars are nasty. The guy gets it done. I mean, he's not as skilled on the feet necessarily as like a Conor McGregor was, but he does have some good kicks. He does have some good power, but he is just a wild man in the cage. You don't know what he's going to do. And that's like kind of the lore behind Paddy, and why he's getting so much hype with this being his UFC debut. On the other side, we got Luigi. He's coming off a tough fight versus very good kickboxer in Zayn. Yeah. But he was getting dominated on the ground pretty much the entire fight up until the third round, where he caught him and just went ape shit on Zayn and came out on the losing side. But I love the heart on Zayn or Luigi. I just don't think that Luigi has it for him. I mean, I don't think the UFC would give Paddy a fight that he couldn't take and finish to get the hype train rolling. This is a business. This is money moves. Paddy the Baddy all day.
Paddy the Baddy all day. and I would just be leaving you guys at a deficit of experiencing the calf kick experience if I didn't say that I think both of us would like to slam a big balls and Cowtown seal of approval on this motherfucker. I can't imagine after that fight, after his last fight, I picked Vendramini. I thought that the striking was just going to be a little bit overwhelming, but all I saw was that when he's going backwards, it's not there. And the wrestling defense is good at times, but he's not good going backwards. And I think Paddy Pimblett is just going to come out and push him the whole time. I don't think there's ever going to be a point, unless maybe he gets rocked, which the British and the Irish and the United Kingdom's not known for getting rocked. Those motherfuckers have steel chins. But, I mean, to a limit. The whole point is that, like, I think that Paddy the Baddy is going to get it done. And depending on the odds, I'm willing to play pretty favorably on this one. What do you think, Gage?
I mean, I couldn't say it myself better. Like, there's no reason for this hype train to stop. And for whatever reason, these Irish, English fighters get a lot of hype. I think that we don't respect the UK MMA community as much as we should as Americans, but they love their fighters and they love their pride. So I just think this is the next cash cow for the UFC. However, we could be completely wrong, you know.
Could be,
but I don't think we are. I think Paddy got in the bag.
I was about to say, it's always like, what if my aunt had nuts? She'd be my uncle. What if Zach and Gage were wrong? They wouldn't be the calf kick experience. That's for damn sure.
All right. On that note, we're getting into the odds. All right. So let's go over here to Paddy Pimblett. How do you Pimblett? Pimblett?
I'm going to use it interchangeably and say that I said it right at least once.
Okay. All right. So we got Paddy coming in at minus 145 is the best you can get him at. And Vendramini, Luigi, coming out plus 136. Zach, you got anything that catches your eye? I mean, these are pretty low odds, pretty good sides on both, I think. But any props, parlays that you're willing to partake in?
I'll let you offer first, and I'll pick up the scraps because I'm thinking, I didn't really have a whole bunch of bets that I actually made on last week's card, just because some of these props were so up in the air. We picked all the money lines right, but I'm feeling that this is a week that the props are going to play extremely favorably, I think.
Okay. Yeah. I guess the one thing that catches my eye, minus 145, pretty good. I think we're both pretty convinced, and we'd lay down on minus 145 if we get it. But if you really want to, up the ante, so you come down here to Paddy coming in with a submission victory at plus 340. If you can get him at plus 340, I mean, that's money in the bank, in my opinion. I think he gets it done in his US debut via submission. I don't know how he's going to do it, what kind, but I'm betting plus 340 over him via TKO. That's just straight up. I mean, maybe you want to go Paddy inside the distance at plus 168, but I don't think that's worth your time. I think maybe you take the prop at plus 340.
Oh man, I'm playing all of it, if you want me to be quite honest, because I 100% agree with you that the submission is way more likely and way more probable than plus 340. So that will be money in the bank for us. At minus 145, that's not as big of a favorite as I think we're all expecting Paddy to come out and look like. It's crazy. He went from minus 184 on Sunday, August 22nd, and now he's down to minus 145. So maybe we're mistaking what we saw in Vendramini last time, but I just think something about Paddy Pimblett just tells me that this is his moment and he's going to embrace it, man. I think he's going to take it unshyly. but the fight doesn't go to decision at -155, that's a solid bet. I'm almost feeling ballsy enough to say under 1.5 rounds at +155. And then, I don't know, man. Pimblett wins in round 1 at +350.
I mean, I don't know about that one. I have a very hard time betting on rounds. I personally, my philosophy doesn't go with that. It's impossible to call what around. But however, I do think he's going to get it done. I think he's going to get it done with inside the distance, almost positively. The reason I say this is when you come into UFC with this much hype, it gets done pretty quickly. And this is your best chance to skyrocket. You're on the main card on, was it ESPN Plus or ESPN this week?
ESPN Plus. I think it's ESPN.
Okay. I think it's ESPN Plus because there's college football. However, it doesn't matter. When you're you're right. When you're on your main card making your US debut, and you got this much hype rolling behind you by the United States media, you can go on YouTube, look up Paddy Pimblett. You get all kinds of results. He has so much hype rolling behind him. He knows what he has at stake. And if he gets it done in spectacular flat fashion, he knows that he is the next up. He's getting that paycheck. He's getting the big money. He's getting that big fight.
No, I absolutely agree. I think he's still got to put the work in. I think he's still got to lay the foundation, no doubt. But at the end of the day, if you really look at it, he's a 155er. That's a stacked division. But because it's so stacked, even outside of the top 15, all of these matchups are going to be incredibly fun to watch. And if the guy's got the personality and creates the character that I think we all know he does, it's going to be difficult to deny that he is the money fight and that he needs to be in there with some of those big dogs. I think he's still got a good bit to prove in terms of like skill level. I'm not throwing Paddy Pimblett in there with Justin Gage or Chandler or Poirier or even Connor anytime soon. I'm not throwing him in there with any of those guys, but I think he matches up interestingly with a lot of the younger guys that are this new class of 155ers.
Yep, I put him in the same class as Gregor Gillespie, and that's all I got to say about this fight. Let's go on to fight number 2.